This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Well, after the massive success of 2003's Daredevil, the story just had to continue. But what do you do when both critics and audiences despise your interpretation of a hero? Leave the hero out of it. I mean, people at the time really seemed to like Jennifer Garner's character. Let's put the spotlight on her. Oh yeah, she was dumb to death. Did her character in the comic die and magically come back? Now we're in business! Elektra was released 2 years later after the disappointment of Daredevil. Audiences were open to the idea as the trailer looked good, and again, at the time, there just weren't that many female cinematic comic book heroes. Well, maybe if you get a good director behind it, this can be something promising. Oh, fuck. While it barely made its money back overseas, Elektra bombed pretty harsh in America, making $24 million against a $43 million budget, thus ending the Daredevil cinematic universe. Aw, and I was so looking forward to the Foggy spinoff. So what killed this hero so bad that even bringing her back from the dead couldn't bring her back from the dead? Well, hide all your evil sandbags as we take a closer look. This is Elektra. You know you're in trouble when good and evil in this movie are given the incredibly original names of good and evil.
A war has been waged between the armies of good and evil. The evil has taken many forms. The good follow the way of Kimaguri.
The people in the middle are known as the To their credit, they do name one of the clans on the side of evil. They're known as the Hand. And yes, that is what the Foot are satirizing, though at times you might find them more intimidating.
Legend tells of a unique warrior to tip the balance between good and evil.
That's literally every legend ever. The legend of Curly's Gold is more original! Cut to a hideout where an evil baddie is hiding, afraid of what follows him.
Doesn't matter. You can't stop her. Nobody can stop her. I was afraid if I told you, you wouldn't take the job.
You see, this woman was quickly taken out on her first crime-fighting mission against one man years ago. Contain your fear! It will only encourage her to die faster!
Her name is Elektra.
She's an urban legend, sir. That woman died years ago.
I know it's an urban legend because what really happened was far more embarrassing.
They say Elektra whispers in your ear before she kills you.
Well, if she's such a good killer, who'd be left alive to say that? Elektra, played again by Jennifer Garner, does break in wearing the shadowy camouflage of bright-ass red and approaches her prey.
You just kill me.
That's not that bad.
How do you know?
I died once.
Again, Daredevil's box office was pretty bad. She sighs him up, thank you! As the Hand's leader, Master Roshi, played by, boy that's a lot of syllables, Shang Tsung, is displeased with their members being killed.
Things like this must be handled smoothly, quietly.
Then work smoothly, Mesme, but quickly.
Don't worry, the runtime is less than it was before. It looks like Elektra is now a hired assassin. She even has an agent. No, seriously, that's what he calls himself.
As your agent, I am obligated to tell you we just got an absolutely fantastic new offer.
Shoot me a line. We're called We Don't Exist. That's why I'm not holding a card. Who gets her biggest bounty yet?
How much? Just tell me.
2% of this film's residuals? You are way too optimistic. She has a flashback to when she was brought back to life by Stick, played by Terrence Stamp. Yes, that guy who played the famous character from Haunted Mansion, who trained her in the ways of not dying so easily.
You understand violence, but you do not know the way.
Teach me then.
I can't teach you.
I'm a really terrible teacher. I use my katana to pick my toenails. He says what every producer told the director after seeing this film.
Just go.
And she sets out into the world. We see she has the superpower of being neat, and she has a flashback while swimming of her controlling father.
Let's push! Don't use your hands. Don't be lazy. Only use your feet.
How are you ever gonna be a champion of aquatic soccer? She finds someone spying on her with a very loud shadow. But it turns out it's a little thief named Abby.
Please don't call the cops. My dad will kill me.
I died once. She lets her go, but she has yet another flashback remembering the time she... Okay, can't say I expected that. There's no need to speed up the footage to make the devil funny. Your original Daredevil costume was hilarious enough.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell! Hoo-hoo!
The next day, she comes across Abby's father, who seems to be looking for her.
I saw her late afternoon.
I'm Mark Miller.
6 feet, motherfucker.
Okay, thanks.
The following day, Abby shows up and Elektra realizes she's not as aware of her surroundings as she thought.
Hey, how long have you been standing there? Like a minute.
Oh, I'm a ninja, you know.
You need to come ask you to have Christmas dinner with us.
What?
Did you know today's Christmas?
How dare you make this piece of shit a Christmas movie? I am perfectly comfortable with my comic book holiday films having nose bites, thank you very much. She agrees to join them, only to discover Abby's dad didn't actually invite her. This master of deception sure is getting deceived a lot.
Please stay. I'm glad you're here.
I need someone to be quiet and judgy the whole night. I have a teenage daughter, I can't rely on that.
So I was a little surprised to see you take the wheelwright place. Not many renters this time of year.
Yeah, few people come to the country during winter.
She's a good student.
I have authority issues and I don't take bullshit well.
Don't speak in that.
Hey, Abby.
I may kill people, but I will not tolerate a caca mouth. Once Abby goes to bed, her father and Elektra find out more about each other.
Where's her mother?
She died. Drunk driver.
I'm so sorry. I died once.
My mother died when I was young. I should go.
Jesus, I didn't need your whole life story! The next day she gets an envelope with the people she's supposed to kill, and just take a guess who it is. Clearly she questions the ethical ramifications of this.
I'll call you when it's done.
Ooh, let's go kill a family.
How's math going?
How do you think it's going?
Yeah, let's try this. If someone was to shoot an arrow at us from 300 yards, but arrows can only travel 299 yards... God, she's terrible at this. She of course doesn't kill them and tells her agent the deal is off, assuming these people dressed like killers disappearing behind her head because ninja reasons are her replacement. She goes back to warn them of the danger approaching, Mario jumping one of them to death.
Can you go to your bedroom for a minute, Abby? I need to talk to your dad.
Seeing how there's a hit out on you, it's best to keep you separated and alone. Elektra fights off the killers, but wait till you hear this. They break their own neck before she can get answers. Wow, that must have taken a lot of training to... How do you practice that more than once? The Hand are fed up, so they send in, I think, the first draft drawing for the gorillas, who are sent to take Elektra out.
Perhaps with a little less delicacy. My forces will not be defeated by a mere woman.
Hey, I'm a mere woman, motherfucker.
The task is yours.
Elektra knows she needs to find Stick, who is busy playing people fucking weird enough to challenge a blind guy at pool. Yeah, keep his face covered. Build up the reveal of what you already showed he looks like.
8 ball in the corner. Leave your money on the table.
In a past life, I was very used to saying that.
Elektra. Same walk.
Elektra asks him for help, but he mostly just mocks them. This is why Terrence Stamp is always the best part of any movie.
Has she told you what she actually does for a living, Mr. Miller? You landed on the lucky side of the street.
Damn you, son of a bitch.
8 broad in the right pocket, biatch. She quickly abandons them, honestly, kinda out of nowhere. That's really all it took to run away? Maybe she's pissed this is the second blind dude she's lost a fight to. She sees they're being watched though, so she doesn't abandon them. I don't know what the point of that was either. And they get back on the road.
You really kill people for a living.
It's what I'm good at.
As long as they're not blind, I'm amazing. Don't ask about my rumble with Stevie Wonder. Elektra meets up with her agent, who quotes what everyone said after seeing the dailies.
You want to pull the trigger or should I do it?
And we see Abby and her father are reluctant in telling Elektra the truth.
I hate lying. Why can't we tell her?
We don't know anything about her.
I mean, she turned down a fortune for killing us and is risking her own life to protect us, but would she co-sign on a car? Would she co-sign on a car? Elektra triggers a memory of her talking to herself.
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
Don't think that's how flashbacks work. And Abby asks her to show her some assassin tricks.
Just sit quietly.
Almost an hour in, I think we can allow one laugh. Hey, Okay, having our lives threatened is fun. We should do it more often. Abby's dad figures out Elektra was originally sent to kill them, and I've heard of worse reasons to make out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hated that.
Boy, there's mixed signals, and then there's Rorschach tests. The assassins find them, though, and her agent decides to hold them off while Elektra gets Abby and her father to safety. Well, that's your one cool scene. Hope you enjoyed it. The agent is killed off, and the rest of the killers hunt them down. I had no idea I could do that.
Get in there.
Elektra tries to set up a trap to catch them by surprise. That's literally all I got. She runs down the world's slowest falling tree, taking the guy out, but more baddies are on the way. Did you know I can do this? I can do this. I died once. It looks like Abby is Wonder Girl, but there's no time to explain as this happens. Yeah, that's exactly what you think it is.
Abby, no!
It's too hot! It turns out this kiss drains the life out of her, but saying I died twice doesn't have nearly the same ring to it. However, Stick arrives with his own army to protect them.
Another day, oh man.
Elektra has yet another flashback and discovers the devil that killed her mother was a ninja. A common mistake. She wakes up and finds that Abby is fighting off all her opponents being trained by Stick. I feel like I missed a few scenes.
They call her the Treasure. She was a prodigy from 4 or 5 years old.
Was all this a test? Everything from the day you threw me out, has it all been a test?
That's the nice thing about being a teacher. I can make up whatever I want, and it was all a test. You failed, by the way.
When you came here, you were filled with anger, poisoned by violence and tragedy.
But look at you now. You're so laid back and easygoing. Here's a pointless tidbit. We find out Elektra is OCD.
I don't have OCD. I had it when I was a kid, but I haven't done that in years.
You were just doing it. The counting.
If that were true, the whole movie would be about battling a microwave that's blinking 12. Stop it! They decide to fight because, I don't know. And Abby suddenly starts crying because, I don't know.
I don't want to stay here.
Every kid in the audience right now. Elektra leaves the camp to go back to her childhood home to lure the Hand away from Abby. Jesus, Fat Albert's fart couldn't fill a room with gas that fast.
Clever girl.
The ancient tactic of squeezing my army through one entrance surprisingly didn't work. Kagiri spots her though and uses his shitty CGI sheets to battle her. I'm a ghost, ooh!
Now you'll remember.
It's revealed, of course, that he's the assassin that killed her mother. Ooh, yeah, that rivalry was built up, seeing how she's only meeting him now in the last few minutes. So she puts all her vengeful strength and energy into losing. Okay, seriously, why is there a movie about you?
Let her go!
But Abby comes to save the day because why not have a little girl save you by this point? And they escape out the window. Miami Ink attacks though, and even Abby's jump rope of truth can't fight them off. Man, with all these powers, this guy's gonna put up a hell of a fight. Or he dies like a bitch.
You know, I used to be the Treasure, and I don't like being replaced.
Huh, that's an interesting development. I'm sure it'll be explored in the last 8 minutes the film has left. My god, you fight as well as a blind man!
Come on, let's go. Push, push, push.
Let's go. Let's push, 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 push.
Ah, we finally see how that scene comes into play. Pushing is good. Glad to know. Actually, the final blow in this is so anticlimactic, it's probably my favorite scene in the movie. Laugh your ass off at that. It's like that Donald Duck cartoon where an apple travels a long distance just to hit him in the face. I'm sorry, that's fucking hilarious. She finds Abby and brings her to where her mother died because memories? And tries to wake her up.
I always knew your heart was pure. You simply needed to see it for yourself.
Oh, of course, only a good heart can bring the dead back to life. So she has to really dive deep into her core to find the true love of... Or Stick can just bring her back. Yeah, there's no stakes here. Abby, of course, wakes up, and her father comes over to see how she is.
Thank you.
I hate this.
You gave me my life back. You gave me mine.
Should I return, like, all the stuff I've stolen from you?
I already called the police. You're doing hard time. She leaves them behind, as I'm sure no other assassins will come for them. And she runs into Stick.
Anyway, your second life's never really like your first, is it?
Sometimes it's even better.
Or extremely underwhelming. But at least we'll give you a big swooshing closer, because all superhero movies at this time have to do that. Oh, and not even doing that. Just walking out the door in a Nanny McPhee outfit. Okay, that's fittingly unimpressive. So that is Elektra. It's not in any way the worst superhero movie I've ever seen. No, that would be something. This is just uninteresting, uninspired, and unimpressive. The look is boring, the writing is standard, and the whole entire film just feels passionless. I never did read the Elektra comic, but from what I hear, it's supposed to be really good and in-depth and intriguing. I can assure you none of that is represented here. Daredevil, at the very least, was a fascinatingly awful film. I'm not going to be forgetting that anytime soon. But I just saw this, and I'm already forgetting I just saw it. It's not good, it's not terrible, and both of those, funny enough, are its biggest crimes. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember, so you don't have to.
My mother died when I was young. I should go.